High above the tall pine trees, the moon hung like a giant glowing pearl. A little bear named Nanook loved the moon most of all. The missing moon. High above the tall pine trees, Nanook and his mother, Anka, went for a walk through the tall grass. Every blade of grass wore a tiny crown of moonlight. The moon is following us, Mama, Nanook chirped, skipping along the path. Anka smiled and patted his fuzzy head. He is watching over us, little one. But then, something strange happened. A soft gray blanket began to slide across the sky. Slowly, the moon's bright face began to fade. First, its edges turned fuzzy, then its light grew dim, and finally, it vanished completely behind a thick wall of clouds. The Silver Kingdom turned dark and quiet. Nanook's heart began to beat a little faster. He ran to a large hollow log and peeked inside. He looked behind the prickly bushes and under the heavy ferns. "Moon," he called out. "Where did you go? Are you lost?" Nanook hurried back to Anka and tugged on her thick fur. His eyes were wide with worry. "Mama, the moon is gone." A big cloud swallowed it up. Will it ever come back, or is it lost forever? The dark forest felt very big and very lonely without his silver friend. Anka knelt down so she was eye to eye with Nanook. She wrapped her warm, strong arms around him in a big bear hug. "The moon hasn't left, little one," she said in her low, gentle voice. "Sometimes beautiful things are simply hidden for a while." Anka pointed to a small, tightly closed flower bud near their feet. "Think of the flowers, Nanook. They hide their petals when the sun goes down, but the colors are still there, waiting for the morning. We must be patient and trust that the light is still where it belongs." Nanook took a deep breath. The air smelled like damp earth and pine needles. He sat down beside Anka, and they waited together in the stillness. It was hard to be patient when everything was so dark, but he felt Anka's steady heartbeat and knew he wasn't alone. After a long time, the wind gave a soft huff and a puff. The clouds began to tear like old tissue paper. Nanook saw a tiny, bright spark. Then a sliver of silver appeared, then a half circle, and finally, the big, round moon burst through the gray. The forest glowed once more. Nanook realized that even when he couldn't see the moon, it had been there all along, waiting for the clouds to pass. He leaned his head against Anka's side, feeling sleepy and wise. He knew now that the best things are always worth the wait.